Alright guys, TacticalRab again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. After the drama went absolutely nuclear after Drazah and FaZe won Major 2 in Miami, there was so much follow-up from this on Drazah over the last couple of days, calling out Scrappy directly with multiple different comments. Scrappy now responding in kind, man, when these two teams play each other, certainly on a LAN environment, it is going to be fireworks. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I greatly appreciate it. First of all, we have some Lionman Cards to look at, but also this I thought was kind of crazy. So here's Skyz out on stream yesterday, and honestly, aBeZy is a generational talent. There's no doubt about it. This guy's influence knows no bounds, and here's Skyz out going for the aBeZy route, and yeah, he even tries it again. I think Ben realized after one attempt that it wasn't the way to go, so that was pretty sensational. I'm sure that many in the chat recognizes at the time. We do have some Lionman Cards to discuss. This is the Minnesota Rocker, not especially pretty. It was my feeling that as the season went on, accuracy's level that he showed at the start of the year was going to be difficult to maintain. That has proved to be the case. But if accuracy was to step back a little bit from where he was at the start of the year, he needed his other AR duo to step up. That hasn't happened, right? Like, I mean, here we go with a double 69er, awakening with... It's not pretty. I mean, it's just really not pretty. Vivid and Lin's trying, right? I mean, Lin's numbers probably still marginally the best on the team. We know that Vivid's a very fast player, but, you know, the KD isn't always there to reflect that. And, you know, sometimes in control, he dies a little bit too often. This type of stuff. But nonetheless, their control record is okay. It's just their hardpoint has been pretty woeful, right? 5 and 11. 5 and 9 in search is bad as well. I mean... Awakening search has been terrible all season. He's got a 0.7 this stage in search, 0.72. Accuracy had a 0.78, and their hardpoint was bad as well. So they've got to do something, right? Yes, they were close to beating OpTic, right? I mean, they could have beaten them if they didn't get reverse swept to that ridiculous fashion. And there was other game 5s they could have won as well. And yes, they took down Boston at the major, but like, let's be real, Boston aren't particularly good either, and they might well need to make a change. Speaking of Boston, these are their numbers. Not pretty either, to be honest. To be honest, I thought Priestahh was a bit better than this, really, just based on the numbers. I thought he actually had a pretty solid stage, but I guess kind of not. But nobody was especially impressive here, and I can't really believe that a slasher search and destroy team is 3 and 9. Like, that is just woeful, even though their hardpoint has been okay. So they've got to do something, you would think, and I mean, we'll see it over the coming days, but we have seen Surge already make a move, Los Angeles Thieves make a move, Miami Heretics, we're probably expecting them to make a move as well at some point in the relatively near future. This is Vegas. They had a pretty good stage. I don't expect them to change things around. Like, you look at Purge's numbers here this stage, and sure, you can say, well, there's certain series he can improve on. Yes, he made some mistakes, but is there anyone you're going to sign from challenges that is going to be a guaranteed upgrade on what Purge currently brings to the team? I don't personally think so. Yes, their S&D needs to get better. They lost a lot of close ones. Attack has been a monster, obviously. We know that. Their hardpoints, their control has been very good. You know, they really just should have got top 6, right? I mean, the series they lost to Ravens was pretty unforgivable, but I think anything, you know, if they'd have come top 6 and they'd have beaten Ravens in the game 5 round 11 and they, you know, they at least tried against Toronto, like it was pretty close in the winners round 1 game that they played, nobody would be saying they need to make a change. But just because they lost that series, people are saying drop Purge. I'm not sure I see the merit in doing so. I still think they can make progress and improve as a squad, but, you know, if I had infinite money and I was Vegas Legion, okay, I'd probably buy Simp, obviously, but, you know, realistically, I'd probably bring on someone as a substitute just to, you know, just show the team that I'm considering my options, how things progress in Major 3. But I don't think Vegas are going to do that, and I don't really think it's going to hurt them by not doing so, because I still think they can make some strides. Couple of clips I wanted to share for you guys. This was a funny one here from OpTic. This guy was instigating pretty hard. You got to respect it. So he was in the call with Kismet, and they were discussing a couple of things, especially though the gentleman's agreement of the last few days. We know that during the major, certainly post-major, Scrappy was not a happy bunny about New York Subliners, especially breaking GAs. Now, is this a dirty team, New York? I don't really know, but it's Scrappy's feeling that they quite possibly are, and arguably, if you look at some of the GA breaks so far this year, New York have been involved in a few of them. It was Skyz right at the start of the first time this really happened, right? The snaking that he did on Karachi, that's what Octane mentions. There was also Kismet himself, doing a bit of a stay glitch on that sub base. Octane also mentions that. And maybe there were viable caveats and excuses in both cases, but nonetheless, then this past weekend, Scrappy says, yes, Sib was stay glitching him in certain cases, and now Scrappy basically said, yeah, we're going to throw the GAs out the window. So it is the feeling of many that if we want to take this seriously, someone's going to take it seriously and actually call out the pros for doing this type of stuff, and maybe Octane is the man to make that happen, right? So he apparently is putting the pressure on. Is this going to make any difference to like the GA committee? Are they actually going to do anything? I'm not so convinced, but if they don't, the GAs might go out the window very shortly.
Yo, Sam, thoughts on Scrap saying New York and all the GAs? Yo, Kiz, thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, bro. I gotta figure out what's going on here with this GA shit, man. I gotta reel the boys in because I didn't
address the allegations, Kiz. Address the allegations, Kiz.
I don't know. I haven't like personally done it. At least I don't think I have. Or
Cap. You stare glitching an online league match on snow on P3 of Subbase. Cap.
I mean, that one was unfortunate. You know, I played my life.
Oh, how about the other one? Caesar broken on P1 Karachi. How about Dante stare glitching mid cut on Karachi? Address the allegations.
Well, we didn't play Karachi all weekend. So.
That's not true at all. You guys played Karachi against Toronto. Liar.
Oh, S&D?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. The thing about GAs is I can't like, you know, my teammates. I can't control them.
Follow them.
I can only control what I do.
Like a true cheater.
Fucking politician over here.
So we haven't really seen an update here from Scrappy over the last few days as to whether they are going to commit to this, these other teams, and actually just ignore the GAs. I guess we'll really see when the Major 3 qualifiers start whether snaking and all this type of stuff is back. And if it returns in practice, I'm sure we are going to hear about it over the coming days. But nonetheless, Scrappy got into some pretty major beef this past weekend. Well, there was the whole girlfriend stuff we talked about in rather entertaining fashion a couple of days ago, I'm not going to lie, but it was mainly kicked off by Drazah versus Scrappy. Two guys that were pretty good friends, apparently, just a couple of years ago, and it's all rather descended into chaos over the last few months. There was, I mean, look, it was Scrappy versus Drazah at the start of March that it all kicked off, and, you know, Keeks got involved, Darry got involved, and they certainly got involved after the Major concluded, but at the end of the day, Drazah won the Major. Scrappy played very well, arguably MVP of the season so far, but he was top 4 at the Major. Unfortunately for us fans, the two teams didn't play each other, but things are getting kind of weird. So this is Drazah on stream. I'm guessing he's had a few shots here, or maybe he's had something to drink. I wasn't watching the stream, I'm not really sure, but I don't know, make of it what you will. But Drazah calls out Scrappy here, and I thought the extent to which he was talking about this was just, you know, I don't know if it's even beyond funny at this point, but it is nonetheless very entertaining. So I'll just share this minute and a half here.
Because their lies, you know, people are going to, anyone who hates me is going to accept their lies as truth. That's fine, because I can live with that. Because I'm fucking rich, handsome, I have a house. I don't care.
What? Oh, behind.
Pick up on you.
Who cares?
Watch out, Dad.
Hello? Who fucking cares? No one gives a fuck. I'm rich. I don't care. I do what I love and I win. I fucking run this shit. That's the thing too, chat. If you're gonna get personal with me, at least lock in the next event. Don't get top 4 like a fucking shit stand. Like, I don't like that. At least let me play you. Don't go home early. No one wants to see that. Hey, bro, you got blessed Major 1, bro. Don't start talking crazy like that. You're not like that. And I know he's not like that because I've known the guy for years. I know he's not like that. That's why I think it's fucking comedy. Because I've known this guy for years, and I know this guy's not like that. But it's fine. If he wants to fool the community, that's fine. It don't matter to me. I'll just run and win another tournament. Like, I don't care. My biggest moment of my life, guess what? I won champs. His biggest moment in his whole entire fucking life. Everything he's worked for the whole time. Guess what? 5-0. Not one map. Quit COD. Actually just quit. Not one fucking map. 5-0, baby? The one other time he's talked shit to a top 4 team. The one time he's ever talked shit to a top 4 team. He got 5 out of champs. Bro, like, holy shit. The guy needs to stay talking shit to the bottom 6 teams. Because, yeah, anyone in the fucking top 4 can farm those fucking guys.
So many things about this clip that are just spectacular for the storylines, right? Why has he got just, like, racks of cash just sitting by the side? Did he take it out just for the purpose of doing this? Like, I don't understand that personally. But, you know, each their own, fair enough. I mean, it makes for a sensational clip, to be fair. And I'm definitely, you know, zoomed into this one and got it saved for potential future use whenever it might be required. But of course, lots that he said on Scrappy himself, talking about how, he turned up to the event and still got top 4. He was also saying that the biggest moment of his life, presumably Champs Grand Finals, he got slammed, whereas Drazah, of course, won his Champs Grand Finals. I thought, obviously, people were roasting Drazah as well, because he's got a kid now, right? And people were roasting him like, oh, I can't believe you said best day of your life is winning champs rather than, the birth of your child. But I guess, I don't know, Drazah's married to the game, isn't he? Like, I'm not one to judge. Also, just the whole thing of saying, like, oh, I don't care, like, it doesn't bother me and all this, and then talking about why it kind of bothers you and bringing up all the money. I just think it's very entertaining. But at the end of the day, whatever side you fall on, because most people fall on Scrappy's side of this, just because, Drazah is maybe not the most likable personality, and at times neither is Scrappy. But just because Drazah's talked so much trash to OpTic and to Scrappy and all this, lots of people are rooting on his downfall, and he absolutely accepts that and is willing to, try and make, further accomplishments going forward. And as he says, I'm going to keep doing what I love and I'm going to keep winning. So we'll see if that happens. But surely this year, from now to the end of the season, we are going to get at least a Toronto versus FaZe winners finals, losers finals, hopefully grand finals. I mean, we need it again. We need it to happen. It would feed families. And as Scrappy says, yeah, we rent free right now. So Scrappy feels like he is just living in the mind of Drazah right now. And there were some funny edits here, especially from Gersh on this matter, because, he called out Scrappy in the post-game interview. He called out OpTic in the post-game interview. And now here he goes again. And here's the Keeks edit in the background. Sensational content over the last few days. And yeah, Drazah ain't slowing down anytime soon. FaZe's run, by the way, going through into stage 3 qualifiers, they do play Toronto during the qualifiers. Now, it's going to be online, but it's going to be tasty nonetheless, and hopefully it sets up for a matchup such as this when we get to the major. Let's also not forget, by the way, as the flank tweet out yesterday I thought was really good, last year in Toronto was when the FU Drazah chants were going wild, right? Like, that was a big talking point last year when he was on the Thieves. Now he's on FaZe, and it's still going to be a talking point, absolutely. So it feels like all the storylines are going to coalesce to an absolute banger event in Toronto. But yeah, as we see here, FaZe have the second hardest schedule on paper. So Ravens, they are somewhat thrown into the blender here, right? So this is average CDL points to their opposition. They play basically all of the hard teams. FaZe, though, ain't far off. The easiest run is actually Thieves, and this is where Thieves have a pretty good spot. Their hardest opponents are OpTic, Vegas, and Ravens. Every other team Thieves play is worse than that. So that's a pretty good run for them. OpTic have a nice easy run as well, all things considered as well. But yeah, Thieves, they have a chance to rack up some good points here, just like Vegas did last stage. Vegas have a significantly harder stage this time. It's not the absolute hardest, but it's definitely up there. Just look at FaZes, though. So they played Toronto on Sunday, April the 21st, 11 p.m. my time. I'm presuming that's probably going to be last game of the day, let's be real. But these are the other teams that FaZe play. Rocker, OpTic. So they play OpTic, Toronto, Subliners, back to back to back. It'll be very interesting how that goes. Then Vegas, then Ravens, then Surge. And of course, Rocker starts things off. So probably doesn't look that bad, but I guess the reality is that every team outside of the top 4 is just pretty bad, right, on current evidence. But technically, this is how things look, of course, for those guys. Yeah, the Drazah versus Scrappy stuff is not going to go away. I think the level to which it's gone now is pretty remarkable, but yeah, I don't expect them to stop talking about this stuff anytime soon, especially because we've probably got big matches upcoming between those two respective teams. Neither of those players, though, appearing on this. Highest combined mid-season Grand Finals KD, minimum 3 finals. Formal holds the record, which is unlikely to be topped anytime soon. Crazy, this is from Ghost, by the way. Formal's first ever COD that he played. Well, pretty much. At least professionally, he transferred over mid-season to Ghost, and by the end of the year, he was dominating the entire scene and winning all the events on Envy, so pretty ridiculous stuff. Slasher in World War II was up there. HyDra and MW2 was up there. I guess this season so far, we haven't had players make 3 finals. The FaZe guys, of course, though, have made 2 finals so far, so there is probably something to be said on that, but it actually seems like Formal basically dominates this list, and actually so does Slasher. Slasher's here 3 times, Formal's here thrice, which is also just 3 times, but, just another way of saying it, I suppose. But very much interested in your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.